Hey folks, Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and it is 4th of July up in the Rockies. Perfect weather, beautiful day today, but we are still getting some things done. Now, where we left off last week was prepping the footers for our greenhouse so that they were ready for inspection, and we got our inspection done the following week, and it was a pass, which gave us the green light to go ahead and schedule our concrete pour. Now, we would have loved to schedule it the next day, but our opening window to be available for the concrete pour is next Friday. So we are on the books to get our footers done, and we'll keep you guys posted with that. But there's a couple of more preparations to do, and we're going to check in with Bryan, who's down at the shed, who's getting some tools made so we can do some screeding of the concrete next weekend. All right, caught you at your workbench. What you working on?
I made a float for the concrete.
So this is a float to help smooth everything out once we pour it?
Yes. So we'll use just a trowel right over where the height pegs are, and then we'll use this in between. So we'll trowel like 6-8 inches on either side, and then we can do that in between.
Because I was thinking with the footers, they're only 20 inches wide. So why is this thing so long?
Because we got to go from one peg to the other.
Okay.
So, but it's not as long as from one peg to the other. So that's why we're going to trowel to the appropriate height with a hand trowel around the peg, and then we'll use this in between. So, right. So you have a peg sticking up like that.
Yeah.
We'll trowel to the right height to the top of that peg.
Okay.
Which should be easy, like 12 inches either way, and then we'll go in between with that, because this is 6 feet long.
Okay. Wow. So what's this made out of?
Basement floor.
A piece of flooring.
And a piece of wood.
And a piece of wood with a handle.
With some handles.
Okay.
So.
We're ready, guys. We're ready for footers.
Yeah, Friday. A week from Friday.
Yep.
So we're all lined up.
Okay.
And I ordered extra concrete.
Ooh.
So we don't get short.
Yeah. Yeah, if you followed us a few years ago when we built the shed, we were a little bit short on the concrete pour, and well, we had to make up the rest ourselves. So.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to order more from the concrete company. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
You have to have a minimum for them to even deliver it. So.
Yeah.
It's all happening.
There's a lot of work on your back putting 60 bags of concrete in a cement mixer.
That's right. That's right. We'll have a little side project to use up the extra if we have it.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I got another thought too, another little project too.
Oh, so many ideas.
So many ideas.
4th of July, guys, so whee! Brian's got the day off of work.
Yep.
But he's working in the shed.
And we're gonna...
Yeah. But we had fun earlier. We went to the parade in town. So
we did.
When you live in a small town, you don't get lots and lots of holiday festivities, except we have a parade in Netherlands, and that was fun.
And it went around twice.
It went around the block twice, and mostly featured fire trucks because everyone's excited about that. Yeah. We don't have fireworks up here because of the threat of forest fires, and it's very windy today, so they would never have approved it. Yeah. There's a drone show apparently down at the casinos, but we are having a fireworks-free day, but we're doing other festivities instead.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So got some projects done today, and got a hike in.
Yeah, we actually even went for a little hike this morning with the dogs and Catherine and her boyfriend. So we had started off the day with a nice view above our town, and then, well, I think we'll finish the night with some pizza and
pizza and beer.
Pizza and beer. But we just wanted to pop in, tell you guys, what we're having a little bit of a break because we're waiting for our footers, but it's a holiday anyway, so we're just having fun. Over the weekend, I was out of town. I went back to Vermont and visited family because I have grandparents that are celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary this year. So it was a big celebration, and we got together and had some fun for that. And then in the meantime, Bryan did a little bit of gardening around the house and cleaned up that retaining wall that was full of grass and overgrown and made it really pretty with some new flowers. So yeah, we're just we're just enjoying our summers up here. It's a perfect day today.
Yep. It's nice to have a little free time to do just beautifying work around the house.
It's nice to have little projects to do, not always gigantic projects. So.
Right.
Building a floater wasn't the only tool Brian's been working on for the greenhouse. He actually built another jig.
Right. So this one's for cutting styrofoam. So we have the greenhouse is 15-sided, and so it's a 12-degree angle we need to cut on each piece of styrofoam. And so I made a jig for that. So these are set up at 12 degrees here. So we just slide in 2 pieces at a time. Like that. And then I clamp it in place. So we'll measure. The first cut isn't, they just line them up and we cut. We will have to, because we have some special connectors. These here. And so they should work. So you can put them on an angle like that. So we'll have to do some lining up to make sure that we're in the right spot. But then we'll use a saw like this here. And then we can cut a nice 12-degree angle on there. And then we'll measure, because the inside one will be shorter than the outside one. So we'll have to determine what that measurement is. And that'll be, we can just measure the sill plates. So, so some will be 6'8" 3/4", I think it is. And then 6'10" 1/2", something like that. And then just slide it down. Each one will be marked, and then we'll just adjust the shorter one out like that, and then clamp it again, and then make our slice. So
there's 2 different angles on each end.
Well, so these are only 4 feet long, so we'll get a cut on one end, and then the next one will have a square, and then we'll be out another 2'10" or 2'8", something, whatever that number is. So we'll have short ones that we cut as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And then as a reminder, the styrofoam, this is insulated concrete forms. These are the forms that our foundational wall or stem wall is going to be poured into.
Right.
So it's also going to provide insulational value. But this is how we did our basement. We used this instead of building traditional concrete forms that are big and bulky, and we can build these ourselves, and like Bryan just demonstrated, cut those angles to go around the dome as we build each side of the wall.
Right. So once we get started, we do a few sections, we'll get the hang of it, and it should go pretty quick. So, and then again, we use these. Hopefully they work. We'll use these to bind all the joints together. So you just put them on here like that. And so it's going to be pretty key. If we can get them perfectly lined up, it'll be a miracle. But they help hold the wall together. And then we'll just styrofoam the joints as well with some spray styrofoam. So
cool.
Yeah, it should work. I mean, the important part will be getting the next one so it's lined up with the holes.
Mm-hmm. So these will be at 11-degree angles, which will
12, yeah.
12, which will already be determined as you cut the styrofoam.
Right. So, because once you put this on, then you put your spacers in there. So your spacers go in like this.
Okay.
It's a little, I'm not going to put it all the way in because it's a little firm going in with the metal. So,
okay.
But with the styrofoam, it just slides right in.
Okay. So. And that gives you...
So that gives you your exact spacing.
Which is for the thickness of the wall?
Right.
Okay.
So, and then you lay your rebar in here.
All right.
And then, zip tie or use the little metal ties to tie it on.
Yep.
And then you have your vertical rebar every 16 inches.
Yep.
So that's the project for next weekend as well. It's cutting all those verticals.
Yeah.
So get those pre-cut.
How long are we going to have to wait for the concrete to set?
Probably a week.
A week. Oh. Yeah. So we can't
3 or
build
4
the
days.
wall on top of it?
Well, we got to be able to drill it.
Oh, okay.
The concrete, so it's got to set up pretty good. Maybe one of our viewers knows, because we're not putting in the vertical rebar into the concrete, into the footers when it's wet, because we want to get the alignment perfect. So we'll drill holes afterwards, and then we'll use the anchoring cement to put the vertical rebar in.
Okay.
That's what we did for the house. So
Okay.
that way we can lay out the sill plate on the footer. We can mark it exactly, and then we can nail the track down, and then we start building the walls.
All right, guys, you heard it. Some exciting things to come. Just relaxing pretty much today, but starting next weekend, we'll be working hard. The rest of the summer, getting the greenhouse going.
Yeah, so once the foundation and the GAT system is all set, I think the rest of the greenhouse will go up pretty fast. Then it'll take longer to put the inside together, but the kit itself, I think, will go up relatively quickly.
Yeah, and with Growing Spaces greenhouses, you can actually hire teams to do the building for you. So you don't have to take on everything that we're taking on by taking it to the nth level complicated with doing an underground foundation and a GAT system. We've definitely probably maximize the difficulty level of what you can do with this greenhouse. But not everybody needs a foundation depending on their climate. And again, they have full teams that will come and assemble it for you. So
a lot of people just put down a gravel ring,
yeah,
on the ground and then set that on top of it. So, that's hugely cheaper, and we'd have it up already.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Between concrete and inspections and materials, additional materials, $5,000 worth of styrofoam forms, and who knows, thousands of dollars worth of tubing for the air circulation, and it definitely costs add up that way. But for us, it's going to definitely change our way of life, being at 9,000 feet, what we can achieve and what we can do in the wintertime year round with a greenhouse.
Absolutely. Fun times ahead.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a fantastic Independence Day for those that celebrate in the United States. And we'll see you guys at the footer pour the following weekend.
Yeah. Exciting times.
We'll see you guys. Take care.